Hello. In this 1.20.1 Forge KubeJS video, we're going to be going over the KubeJS level events after explosion event listener in the mod. And we'll be going through a few examples on how to use it. If you find these sorts of videos informative, please give them a like, comment below with any questions or future video ideas, and subscribe to the channel to never miss future uploads. In addition, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel. I'll be giving more information about their services later in the video. But for now, let's get started. So, as you can see in this file path, level events are in the server scripts folder. So we're going to do level events dot after explosion, and then we're going to pass in the event handler. So our first example of this is going to be checking the origin of the cause of the explosion, right? So we're going to do that with an if statement. So in this example, we're going to just log to the console whenever a creeper blows up. So the first thing we need to check to see it is if an exploder exists. So we're going to do event.exploder. And then the second condition we're going to do and operator. And then we're going to check to see if the type is a creeper. So we're going to do event.exploder.type if that's equal to a creeper. So if that's the case, we're going to send a message to the server console showing the exact coordinates that the creeper blew up. So we're going to do that by console.log, and then we're going to use the unique single quotes because we're going to be inserting variables inside the string. So we're going to say creeper blew up at, and then we're going to put the coordinates in. So first we're going to do event.x, and then we're going to do comma, and then we're going to do event.y, and then finally we're going to do event.z. So this is simply going to output a message to the console whenever a creeper blows up in a particular position. Next, our next example is going to be about using the affected entities list. So affected entities includes every entity in the blast radius. So this includes items, mobs, players, etc. So we're going to do event.affected entities dot for each. This is where a for each loop is useful. So we're going to do we're going to name the inner variable entity, if I can spell it, and then inside here we're going to check to see if the entity is living. So we're not trying to apply potion of X to dropped items, for example. So we're going to do if entity.is living. If that's the case, we're going to apply the wither to potion effect. So we're going to do entity.potion effects .potioneffects.add, and then we're going to pass in the wither potion effect, and then we're going to do for 10 seconds, so 200 ticks, and then we're going to make it wither 2, so an amplifier of 1. So every living entity that is caught by this explosion and is not killed because of it will get the wither effect. So before we get to our last example, I would like to give a shout out to my server hosting partner, BisectHosting. This is a fantastic server hosting platform for Minecraft, in addition with 100 other top online games. In regards to Minecraft, you can pre-install over 2,300 modpacks automatically. They offer 24/7, 365 customer support. You can host your server from among 20 locations around the world, and they offer advanced DDoS protection as well. So again, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel. But now let's get to our final example, which is going to be about terrain manipulation. So instead of affected entities, we're going to be using affected blocks. And this is a similar thing to entities. It's an array, so we're going to do for each loop, and then we're going to use block as our inner scope variable. So here, our logic is going to be, instead of dropping dirt or becoming air, if a grass block was in the blast zone, is instantly replaced with a diamond block. So we're going to do that with if block.id. If that is equal to grass block, so we're going to use triple equal sign. Notice how ProbeJS makes that real easy. So if that's the case, we're going to set the block to diamond block. So block.set to a diamond block. So a few important notes for stability. The block.set override, you're essentially overriding the destruction phase. So the grass block won't drop dirt, it simply becomes diamond block. In regards to performance, in massive explosions from whatever mod you can think of, this could contain thousands of entities, so loops of this size might cause issues. So consider adding a limit or a random chance for something to happen. And then remember that 20 ticks is 1 second. So the 200 value here will be exactly 10 seconds. So again, if you have any questions about this topic, feel free to comment. If this was informative, please like the video. I'm always open for future video suggestions, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. In addition, thank you to BisectHosting for supporting my channel. Please check out my link in the description below. Otherwise, thank you for your time watching this video, and have a great day.